So yeah, everything's been going great. Yeah, like you said, bought a new car, bought my girlfriend her engagement ring. So like this thing and this like process that you guys have taught me, taught many others how to do, it's really changed my life for the better. So I mean, I got to thank you guys a bunch. I got to thank God because my whole business is revolved around Him. But yeah, it's really honestly, it's changed my life, and I hope other people get to experience the way that I did.
How is it going, guys? And welcome to this interview today. We're going to be talking to our man, Jake, who's been absolutely crushing it with his e-commerce business. And this is actually part 2 because we did our first interview back in August. So fast forward a little over 6 months later, he has made some insane progress. He actually just hit over $14,600 in sales a little bit ago. And he actually just purchased a Tesla, which is just absolutely insane. And Jake just definitely has a really, really amazing story. And there's a lot of good advice and tactics that I know he wants to pass along to everybody else. So with that being said, Jake, how's it going, man? Go ahead and kind of catch us up on what's kind of been going on in your e-commerce business and your life since the last time we spoke. Because when we first spoke, you broke over, it was like almost $3,000 in sales within your first couple of weeks of launching. And then pretty much like right when you launched, you got off and running as soon as possible. And ever since then, you've been crushing it. So how's everything kind of been looking the last like time we spoke, and kind of update everyone on your business?
Yeah. So, yeah, honestly, it's been going great. Like I can't complain at all. Like you said, first 2 weeks kind of crushed it, hit like just under 3 grand first 2 weeks. First month was like 5,500. And then it kind of just like slowly progressed from there. Right. And, like you said, my last month in January, I hit, 14.6 in sales. So that was my best month to date. But, yeah, ever since I started, like it's kind of just been a slow, incremental increase since I started, which has been great. And Next Level obviously helped a ton with that because I've kind of got to take a step back from everything and kind of just let my business run itself. Really, it's what you guys preach, and it's what happened. So yeah, everything's been going great. Yeah, like you said, bought a new car, bought my girlfriend her engagement ring. So like this thing and this like process that you guys have taught many others how to do, it's really changed my life for the better. So I mean, I got to thank you guys a bunch. I got to thank God because that's my whole business is revolved around Him. But yeah, it's really honestly, it's changed my life, and I hope other people get to experience the way that I did.
100%, man. That's definitely an amazing update. And that's just so crazy. Like looking back to see like, how you first started and how you progressed and how you got to where you are now is just definitely just really, really cool. And it's absolutely amazing. And I know it definitely hasn't been like all like, golden bricks and like roses the whole time. I'm sure it's been like very, very hard, especially in the early stages of starting the business, just like I'm sure a lot of other people, are going through. So what are some things that you've been learning, throughout your entire e-commerce journey / this business journey the last like several months in terms of just like not giving up and just actually putting in the work to make everything happen and to get the results you're getting?
Yeah. So yeah, from the beginning, like it was a rough go because I joined back in June, and then I ended up getting COVID, and that kind of like threw my mind out of whack. I was stuck in a room by myself for like 2 weeks, so that sucked. But yeah, I asked for a refund. If you guys remember, like I did not know what to do. I was like kind of lost, really. Kind of took a step back, took a few weeks off, and then kind of readjusted. And honestly, like the advice I would give to like first comers would be that it's a 5-week course, but you can't look at it in all 5 weeks, right? You got to take it 1 week, 1 day at a time, right? And that's where I kind of did better. Is when I first joined, I was looking at, oh my gosh, I got to finish this as quick as I can. Like if I don't do it in this amount of time, I'm losing money. Like, you know what I mean? So really I kind of took it 1 day at a time. And that's kind of the advice I'd have for people is just, do the little things. Don't look at the big picture just yet. Focus on the thing at hand, and then it'll all kind of just piece itself together. But other than that, like the last few months have been, going really great. But like you said, it's not all just like fun and games. You have to deal with customers. You have to deal with, like messed up orders. And you have to stay consistent. The biggest thing I would say is to stay consistent. And the people that get success in this program, like really in the Uplevel program, because Next Level is kind of different. But in the Uplevel program, stay consistent to start. Like you can't just do it one day, take a day off, maybe do it the next day, and then take 2 days off. you have to do it every day. Like the first month and a half for me, it was a grind because, you know, I didn't want to send DMs. Like I didn't want to do the hard work, but you know, it's a mindset that you have to have. So you kind of just have to turn that mindset into, okay, this is something I'm going to do. And I made time throughout every task that I made in the day. So like, you know, whether it was eating breakfast, I'd eat breakfast, I'd send some DMs. Then I would, you know, do some homework, send some DMs, eat lunch, send some DMs, like go to practice, send some DMs. Cause like a lot of people that I've seen not be successful with this, they make excuses, right? Oh, I don't have time. I don't have this. You know, I'm getting my MBA. I'm on a baseball team and, you know, I'm running this company. Like I had to make time. So you have to make time and stay consistent with it and you will see results. And that's pretty much a guarantee, honestly. So that's kind of the advice I'd give to newcomers or like people kind of, you know, thinking like if I should do this or not. Like if you're going to put in the work, like you will see results.
100%, man. It's definitely awesome seeing you kind of like transform and like transcend into that mindset, because I know when you first started, like you obviously had, well, actually people watching this, they probably don't know this, but you had like zero e-commerce experience and you had like really no idea of how to run your own like online company, like whatsoever. And you were actually doing Instacart before just to kind of, you know, get by and then kind of support you through everything else. And I'm sure when you were getting into this business world and like the business mindset in terms of like having your own company is like, it's probably like a crazy, you know, big shift. And it's just super cool seeing you like go from like knowing absolutely nothing to having like the super like hyper optimized routine, like performance, like, you know, your set expectations for yourself, you hit them. Now you're starting to manage like your own team as you're growing your company, and just really cool seeing you come from like ground zero, like all the way up here, man. Like just absolutely amazing. And the fact that you asked for a refund too, just like blows my mind as well. Because like, could you, and this is like something that we always tell people, we're like, you know, there's some people like, and it's crazy. You're probably like the best story of someone that asked for a refund in terms of like what they end up accomplishing. There's been a lot of other people that have done the same thing. They'll ask for a refund. They'll make like, you know, like thousands, right? But here you are, like you've done just like an insane amount of just like crazy work with your business. And if you would have gotten a refund, like you would have stopped your business, right? You would have got
I
like, you
know.
know, a couple grand back. You never would have made the amount of money that you made now. You wouldn't have been able to get your car, your girlfriend's engagement ring, which is absolutely amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess where I was like trying to go with that is what kind of, so now that was for people like more so like in the Uplevel program. So people that are trying to start their own, you know, clothing business or their own e-commerce business, what was like probably like the biggest thing that you've learned going into in order to reach like where you are now that you wish you would have gave your younger self or before you started that advice? And then what would you give to somebody that was like starting their own clothing company, in terms of like just trying to get them to see like the best results they can with their own company? Like what's some like pieces of advice you'd like to give to those people?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, well, speaking to the people that are like, you know, looking to join the program, maybe they're concerned about the cost or, you know, like like you said, they have no experience. Like I had no experience. Like I had never done anything like that, but you know, look where I am now. Like you guys taught me the way. And honestly, you guys changed my life. So I can't thank you guys enough for that. But anyways, talking to the people that, you know, are thinking about joining, maybe concerned about some stuff. Like I said, I had zero experience. Also, if like you're concerned about the price or the money, like it's business 101. Like it takes money to make money, right? And you know, a lot of people in upper business understand that, and you know, that's just something that you have to do. And it's a startup business cost, and you know, it's already paid for. Like literally, I made my money back in less than a month for what I paid for the program. So, like I said before, if you put in the consistent work, put in the time in, you'll make your money back, you know, in less than a month, 2 months, whatever. I mean, some people might not do it as quick as me, but like, you know, once you put in that consistent work, like it'll pay for itself. And answering your other question, kind of like, you know, what advice I would have, I'd go back to, you know, kind of what I said before is like, you know, this program, you have to, you know, start a social media brand, you have to make a website, you have to make designs, like clothing, all this stuff. Take it slow, take it one day at a time, right? Like I thought that I could finish all of these weeks in like, I tried to do the whole 5-week course in like a week, or I tried to do it in 2 weeks, right? And that overwhelmed me, right? Like this whole process is overwhelming, especially if you have no experience, which is probably a lot of people that try to come into this, because, you know, that's how I was. I, you know, had no experience. I wanted to get in, but I wanted to get, you know, into the right program. So when I looked you guys up, I saw like only positive reviews. I encourage other people to do that. Look these guys up. Like, you will not see one negative review. But anyways, yeah. So I would just, don't set a timeline for when you need to do this course. Like, it's at your own pace. Like, you can take 5 weeks, you can take 8 weeks. Like, don't make it so you have to do it in 2 weeks. That's what I did. That's the advice I give, is just, do it one step at a time. Okay. And if you don't love something that you made, like, don't move on to the next thing, right? Make it so how you want to do it, whether it's your social media, your Instagram page, like anything like that. Work at it until you love it. And that's kind of the advice I would give.
100%, man. It's definitely some really, really good advice. And it's like doing like those every single day, like daily activities that you don't necessarily want to do, that are all going to compound into just a massive result later down the line. That's something that a lot of people that are trying to start their own company, or people that are in the program, really just people in general, they don't really see like the longer term vision or the longer term goal. And therefore, when they're starting to do like, the work, maybe they're not seeing like instant gratification, or maybe they're not seeing like the instant result that they want to see. But little do they know, like the stuff they're doing day in, day out is going to compound into a much bigger result in the future, which is absolutely huge. And everything you just stressed is super, super true. And what is your goal, man? So I know last year what did you end last year with in sales and total revenue?
So last year was about 5 months. It was August, September, October, November, December. So I ended like 43 in total revenue. And then this year I'm already at almost 25 in the first 2 months. So I made over half within the first 2 months that I made all last year. So my goal for this year would definitely be above 120. I definitely think I can hit at least 10 months or 10K months every month. Right now, February is a little slow month. I'm at like just under 10, but that's what I was always gonna like. I was also gonna say to people is that like not every day is gonna be a good day. Like, some days are super inconsistent. You can attest to that. Like, the other day I had like a $500 or $600 day, and then the next day come around, it was like a 120 day. And the day after that was like 130, and then the day after that was like 400. Like, sometimes it's inconsistent, but just because you have a bad day doesn't mean you like just stop doing it. Right? You have to keep consistently putting in the work, and it'll kind of just like fluctuate into being like, consistent weeks, or at least consistent months. So yeah, not every day is going to be a good day. Like, some days you're going to have even 100 days if you're, at a point where I am. But yeah, you just got to keep consistent. And I really can't stress enough is the consistency of it. You just stay true to it and stay on plan with it.
That's just crazy. I'm sure like if you would have gone back like, 7, 8 months ago, before you started the program, right when you were starting, and then like hearing yourself saying like, oh yeah, today or this month's kind of a slow month. I'm at like, right around like almost 10K, right? Like, it's just crazy to think about.
It is.
Because like, a year ago, like a year ago yourself was probably like, dang, like I wonder what it, would be like to have like X amount of dollars in a business or whatever, right? But now it's like, you're here, and it's something I always tell people, is like, once you get to that point, it's like, you start to realize what's possible. And it's like, it really isn't like, you're making like 10K a month. Okay, well, that's cool. But like, what's next? And you just get in that mindset where you just like want to keep hitting on different milestones and keep accomplishing more and more. So hearing you say that was just like really, really
Exactly.
great. Just super cool. Like,
it is weird.
it's crazy.
Yeah, weird.
And that's another thing I'm actually wanted to touch base on really quick. So what were some things that you personally liked about like the training, like the program, and things that we kind of had in terms of like the program, the training that you like that helped you kind of get to where you are? And because like you're obviously came in with like zero experience. So someone that's watching this, maybe they're like, okay, well, I have zero experience too. And I want this to be possible for me as well. What's something that you would like kind of tell people that you learned specifically from like our program and mentorship that like helped you kind of get to where you are now, that you think would be like passing on and explaining more in depth what they could benefit from it as well?
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, like before I started, like I did some research on my own about like Shopify, print providers, or like manufacturers, and I heard a lot of like foreign manufacturers, like either Chinese or like Russian, like you kind of order in bulk and then you sell on your website. But like literally I just had no idea where to start. And I found you guys did some reviews. That's when I started to join. But the thing I would say was great about your program is you guys literally walk you through every single step. You don't miss a step, right? And not only do you not miss a step, but you do it in the correct order. So like, I think if I remember correctly, first we, made an Instagram name, like just the name, just to get the name, right? And then I think we had the Shopify subscription. Then we started doing stuff on Printify. Then we finished and optimized our, social media. Like every single step along the way was perfect, and nothing was missed, and you guys got every single detail. And, some of the videos were an hour and a half because you needed to make them that long because you guys focus on the little things, right? And that's kind of like something I would say to people trying to like looking to join, is that like, you're going to figure it out. Like these guys, like they tell you what to do, exactly how to do it. Like, and like I said, they don't miss a step. So if you have no idea how to begin, which is exactly where I was, like these guys will help you out like step by step. And not only that, if you have questions, like the Facebook group, you literally put a question in there, within, a few hours, somebody answers it or somebody helps you out. And that's something I kind of took advantage of too late. Well, I probably started asking people like maybe my third or fourth week in the program, but start doing it right away. Like if you have any question at all, ask in the face group. There are hundreds of people in the face group or Facebook group, and they'll get back to you sometimes within a few minutes. So yeah, don't be scared if you're looking, you have no experience. Like step by step, it's everything along the way, and they cover every single detail. So that's something that helped me out a bunch.
That's awesome. I definitely appreciate the genuine feedback. And that's something that, we really do try and make sure we hit everything on just sequential order, because starting your own clothing brand is definitely super, super challenging, super, super hard. And it's just crazy, like seeing people's results, like once they get like the map and once they figure out how to do it and they see everything like in a step-by-step order, like it's nuts, man. I wish like if I had like our pro, and this is what like we're striving to do. Like I know if I had our program like a couple years ago when I started my own clothing brand, like 3 years ago, like it would have been absolutely insane. Like the results I would have gotten would have been like so much sooner. So, it would have been so much easier. But, at the end of the day, it's like, that's what, we're here for. We're here figuring everything out, trying to pioneer everything. That way we can just teach others and just make, their lives easier and just get them the results like so much faster. Cause I can't even like, it definitely took me at least like a year and a half, 2 years probably to be at like where you are in just like a 6-month period, like it's crazy.
Yeah. Well, like I said, like without you guys, I would have not done any of this. So it's all a test of what you guys have created and what you guys are doing. So again, I applaud you guys. So that's why I did it so quick. So,
and we're grateful to have you being one of like the many people that are like actually utilizing this stuff and getting, great results with it. Cause it's true, man. Once you put in that work, once you do it, like reach out, get the help you need. Like there's no reason why you're not going to succeed and crush it, man. And, how do you like owning your own like clothing company? Like how is like owning your own? Cause it's obviously really cool to own your own business, but specifically clothing, I feel like it's something like just like special and like really just cool and unique about it. So how do you like owning your own clothing brand? Like how has it been like building your own personal brand up since you first started it?
Yeah. So, like I said before, like my brand, I don't know if we talked about it in this interview, but my brand is based around, like Christ and Jesus and God, like everything pretty much religious, which has been, my foundation for my whole life since I was young. Right. So to be able to build something that I am truly like passionate about was first of all, like great. Second, like I love clothes. Like I love like fashion. Like I think I have a pretty good sense of it. And I can personalize it to what I like, right? I think that a lot of people, dress how I dress or like would like to dress how I dress. I make things that I want to wear. And that's kind of what I've always said to myself too, is like, if I make a design or I put it on like, a t-shirt or a hoodie, I always ask myself, like, would I wear this? And if the answer is no, I start from scratch. I take it off. I redo it somehow. If the answer is yes, then I, send it, put it on my website. And like, that's the stuff I would wear. Like I got, 4 or 5 pieces of clothing of my own brand. And it's like, it's nice to like be able to go out and like, and wear it. Like the other day I was, it's probably like 2 months ago, actually, I was ring shopping with my girlfriend. I had one of my own shirts on, and, this random person was like, oh my gosh, like, I like your shirt. Like it makes me feel good, like to know that. Right. And like seeing other people that I've sold to in like Australia or like Japan, like anywhere in Europe, like seeing people like rep your stuff, like it's really like an inspirational thing. Right. And that's just, I don't know, that's really cool for me. And to be able to not only like wear my stuff, but be able to like spread the word of God. I feel like it's really just, it's a good feeling. That's all I can say about it. But yeah.
Yeah, man, no, 100%. That's another thing that I really like about like this business model. It's like you're actually able to build a business around something you are really passionate about, something you feel like you can stand behind, and something you feel like proud of representing, right? Like I know a lot of other people that come into the program that were maybe doing like AliExpress or like some other e-commerce business before. It wasn't something they could like wake up every day and like feel just like a firing, like just like
Mm-hmm.
passion like inside of them, that they just want to make this thing grow as big as they possibly can. That's something that's really, really cool about this business model. Is like you're literally building your own brand, something that you should be very, very proud of. And the fact that you're
Mm-hmm.
just out like wearing your stuff, people are complimenting you on it, people are buying it in like, you know, Japan, Europe, like all over the country. Like it's just
Yeah,
insane, man. It's really, really cool.
it
Well,
is. Yeah.
to kind of wrap things up, what are some things that you would you say to people, say if someone's, you know, on the fence of maybe there have been like, maybe it's like the 12th video that they've watched of ours, right? Or maybe this is like the first video they stumbled across and they want to start their own clothing business, and they're like, you know, just trying to figure out what the best thing to do is for them. What are some like closing pieces of advice that you'd like to give them?
Yeah. So I guess what I would say to close is that, like I said before, maybe you're, scared about having zero experience, or you're scared about having how much it costs. All in all, even if you do this and it doesn't go how you want, it's an experience, right? Like I would have hated to, see all the success you guys like brought to people, and then, not done it. I would have regretted it, right? Even now, like let's say I didn't join back in June, even now I would have been thinking, man, like I would have tried it, right? Because you never know what you can be capable of until you try. Exactly like you said, like a year ago, like I never would have thought I would have been like having a almost 10K month and be like, oh, it's kind of a slow month, right? Like I never would have thought that. But because I, went, feet first or head first, I think goes, and just gave it my all. Like it changed my life, right? And like I said, even if you don't succeed, which the chances are very low in this program, because you guys teach everything that you need. Even if you don't succeed, like it's a learning experience, right? And maybe you learn something that will help you along life in the future, right? So yeah, if you're scared or whatever, either way, like you're gonna gain something out of doing this program.
100%, man. Definitely some really good advice. And Jake is a really, really cool guy, as I'm sure you guys are starting to realize watching this interview. If you haven't watched his other one, you can go back to our YouTube channel and watch that one. And he would also love to talk with you guys. And if you guys have any questions, like specifically for him, or if maybe you just want to talk to him personally, he's actually referred someone else in the program recently. And that was something he doesn't mind doing because, he believes in the stuff that we're doing. He's seen great success with it. So he has no problem, if you guys need to reach out to him or anything like that. Feel free to. I'll put his Instagram down in the description here. But Jake, my man, it's been so crazy to seeing you grow and scale your business, man. Congrats on everything. Congrats on the success. Congrats on just all the, results you're seeing. Because at the end of the day, it really does come down to like you, right? Like we helped you, but you're the person that comes in every single day and puts in the work and, has a vision for your company and proves out like our method. So truly thank you for being a part of our community, man. Just thank you for just, proving this stuff out and just giving us such positive feedback and just being such a good, person to have in our community. And we'll have to do a part 3, hopefully sometime soon. Who knows? Who knows, man? Maybe by then, I mean, you just started a couple, like 6-7 months ago. You have a Tesla now. Maybe by then you'll have like a company jet or something. Who knows?
Who knows, man? We'll see. But yeah, no, I appreciate you guys having me on. And again, I owe it all to you guys and all to God. And yeah, it's been a fun ride, and I'm excited for the stuff to come. So yeah, if anyone wants to reach out to me, I'm all ears. So thanks for listening, guys.
Of course, man. And thank you guys so much for listening. Excuse me. Jake, thank you so much for coming on, and I'll catch you guys all in the next video.